Welcome to Factory Frontline podcast. We've been discussing to multiple people from the industry of manufacturing, and we're getting a lot of insights in a daily basis. We've already done quite a few manufacturers, and today we have someone special, Mr. Vijay Paul Pandian. Mr. Vijay, I think we will ask him more about his information, but seems to be one of the pioneers in the industry of fabric and fabric manufacturing, and also today he's a consultant. So, Mr. Vijay, can you introduce yourself and can you tell us about your expertise so that we can get to know more about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Vijay Palpane. I completed my NIFT Chennai in 2002 batch. Last 23 years, I'm in industry for the manufacturing. There are a few great companies in apparel like MS Holding, Quantum Clothing. It's a part of brand Apparel's domestic brand of environment. So during my experience, I'm few more people I serve and I learn a lot and I can share my experience on the industry people to train and develop. There are few things I remember in a few companies like which I mentioned already.
Great. Cool. So I see you have a experience of over 23 years, right?
Yeah.
And you are someone who has seen a very important phase of an industry growth. And if you say a lot of other industries, the manufacturing is fairly new, like all the semiconductors and all the chip industries and all that. But fabric and this industry has been almost a part of independence. So you've seen the growth of an industry at its peak, the last 23 years of the fabric industry. So tell us, how has this fabric industry or the whole industry of clothing transformed in the last 2 decades? If you can give your perspective, at least at the manufacturing level, we will be extremely insightful to learn more about it.
When I started 2002, it is more manually, like there are people-driven industries of manpower. Manually, they are moving. Currently, after my journey of 23 years, system in place in role, and there are like 60-40. 60% system will take care, like a staff. No, there are a lot of QR code on place. So in terms of accountability and data collection from any end, even in the customer side or manufacturing side, the accuracy of counting and accountability part. So this is now industry is developed and in a very modern technique. Even in now AI also part of our industry, like 3D images we can show for our samples, for our customer fit and all those things. That's a change, the great change. Secondly, we have a lot of software, which is helping for our efficiency and cost control. Hope I answer your question.
Yeah, I think fairly I understood the idea of what you said. It's great that you're giving us insights about how the technology is really played a role in the manufacturing, from doing a lot of manual tasks to today doing a lot of it AI driven or tech driven is something which is extremely interesting to see how factories are manufactured. Yeah, the digital era, by the way. Yes. Great. So, but tell me another part of it. I completely understand the dependency on technology and digital has really grown. But I also saw few of your LinkedIn posts, and you were asking for people, if available, for labor to kind of join the workforce for you to join few factories and stuff. So, how do you think the other side of it? Because it's not just the machines; it's also the people who work with the machines. So, how do you see the other side of the industry are really transformed today, or how do you feel the people skill sets of the people, the interest level of the people, or the working labor mindset has changed in the last 20 years?
For example, for a attendance part, okay, the manpower, we are manually have a register, and we are present, absent, and leave. We are marking on the register. Now we have a biometric. While walking on the inside the going to the gate, the image can read the human is entry. So my attendance already capturing the system.
Got it. Great. So I'll add on to that question. So how do you think that 50% impact of manufacturing industry has changed? What do you see in terms of change? Because you've worked with people in the last 2 decades and more than 2 decades. So you might know how did a a 30-year-old worked 23 years ago, and how did a 30-year-old work today? So give us a little perspective of how the people mindset has changed, or the working class mindset has changed within the manufacturing industry.
Previously, we have two, three people to recruited for HR to manage the manpower. How many people are working today? Like manually, we have a register in department wise. Now we have a biometric system, and we implemented in the factory. So even the housekeeping to general manager, we take a counting from the system while they entering the system in biometric capturing the attendance. So there we reduce the number of people, and the system will taking care of accounting part. So in one click, we know who are all present and who are all absent, and what is the number of people are on the floor.
Got it. Great. I think those are all very interesting insights from two sides of the industry. Let me also dive a little bit about yourself, Mr. Vijay. Very curious through your process of growth within the industry. Tell us about how you entered into the garments or the fabric space, and what brought you here, and then how has the 23 years been for you personally?
Okay. Right. I'm basically from economics, BA economics. I completed my UG program. After that, I worked in Philips India, marketing, a salesperson. I started after my graduation. During that 2 years, I found the real world. The real world after graduation, which is we want to manage our family. This is not enough. So in that 2 years, the real world teach me is a demand of future. I come to know there are two industries can dominate in the future. One is hotel management, another one is apparel. So these two industries, until human is there, the demand also available. Without food, we can't survive. Without clothes, even the fashion is dominating, but the size may change. But you need a fabric to cover your body. So the fashions always keep. The trend may change. Basically, I'm not so good in cooking, so I chosen apparel. Then after 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 I join an NFT, that industry totally take me to somewhere else. It is not just like apparel, no fabric side. It is a huge industry. There are huge number of family depends upon their life and future and their children's future for that one. And secondly, this is a one industry have dominated by women workforce. I can say even
True.
so nowhere in the industry more than 70% the women power having engaging for the employment. This is apparel and the fabric side. We are. I can say I'm a part of. I'm proudly working. We are helping our sister, mother, and daughters. Carrying knowledge which is from our textbook knowledge, and I'm learning from all the women's. New things.
I think I was just going to say, fair amount of the women working class started at the times of mills, when they started inviting men and women together. Those are one of the first set of workforces early who started accepting women as a primary source of their work culture or work force. It's a very interesting point you had mentioned. Great. So, and tell us a little bit about how manufacturers, like you've worked with multiple bosses, you've had multiple senior management at the manufacturing level, you've got as long as 9 years in one of the companies you've worked. So you would have seen multiple stages of companies, multiple stages of manufacturing plants, and today you're consulting a lot of manufacturers. Let's get back to the manufacturing space. How do you think the business owners who are manufacturers are transforming? A lot of second generation has come into the manufacturing space. How do you see as a transformation in that space?
Yeah, they are traveling across the world. Now they are attending for a lot of conference, trade fair, and the technology going. No, so they are also upgrading themselves. It is not currently the material time is more valuable. So within 8 hours, smartly we can get the work from the humans. That's the success of the business. So they are also understand the ground reality. So they are adapting. They're ready to implement in the respective factory for the system based.
Great. Great. And I think expos, like you said, is one of the great forms of learning first. Like, though whether the ROI is met or not is another question altogether. But you might have also attended a lot of expos yourself. I personally feel expos are a great way to learn, connect, and socialize with what is happening within the industry. So that is a very, very integral point you mentioned. So, what is your opinion on the expo, sir? And have you attended? What do you feel? How is it?
It's an eye opener. Wherever expo is going on across the world, if we come to know the new technology coming and dominating us for the next few years. So it's no, it's ongoing. The human is always learning new things in a no day by day. It starts from our mother, then we learn from teacher, then we learn from our colleagues. No, it's a various level, but the learnings are day to day our life is going on. So that is the way human transformation is happening, as well as the this apparel industry also happening same way.
Great. I have final two questions. This is about again industries and how industries are how the global structure of economics is working, and then about the region as such. So tell us, you worked in the region of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Telangana or Andhra, I think so. So you might have a little fair understanding of what is the kind of growth which is happening across the southern states for the textile industry, because Tirupur and surrounding of Tirupur have always been one of the pioneers of fabric and clothing manufacturing. So tell us a little bit about how the growth has happened or how the businesses are growing. Have they grown? Have they reduced the market size? Give us a little perspective over the southern part of the country in terms of textile and fabric manufacturing.
Yeah, these three states equally they're dominating. No, there is a fight between agriculture and no contribution of our GDP for apparel industries. The one is Tirupur, Chennai, and Bangalore is a hub for the apparel part. They're giving not only for social responsibility, GDP part, our economic growth and country, nation has a growth in terms of employment and the society growth contribution is very, very high. These three cities. And luckily, I can say, according to me, no, the understanding of this industry is much better for Tamil Nadu compared to Andhra and Karnataka. We are the Tamil Nadu is far better for fabric and apparel sector.
Okay. Okay. Great. A few questions. I also wanted to ask one add-on question from that. You might have also learned about how much of exports are happening from the southern part of India or from India itself. But at the same time, Bangladesh is also really catching up with the apparel industry. There's a lot of manufacturing happening in Bangladesh. And also a lot of logistics is coming, and it's kind of changing in the global climate of war and all that. So tell us a little bit about how the global exports and imports with regards to this industry is, and how much more scope do we have in this particular apparel industry as India?
There is no doubt we have a lot of opportunities. It's not only for Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. No, we are the India is one of the among the world is one of the best place. No, we are the second largest exporters in the in the garment division. The number one is China, and yeah, we are. And the thing is, we have a lot of discipline and humanity. No system driven factories. It's nowhere you can compare with any other countries like Indonesia, or Jordan, Bangladesh. So if you compare with discipline and systematic way to drive, I think we have one big nation is China. There's a long way to go, but we are the much better and we are the equal competitor for the apparel sector in the world.
Great. I think wonderful insights. Also, a little bit about how the marketing of the manufacturers has differently changed. A lot of channels of business has transformed. There's so much of e-commerce which has taken a part of the actual market share in the apparel industry. Also, there's so much more coming up in terms of quick commerce and brands like bigger brands coming into India and volume brands getting acquired by Tata. So tell us a little bit about how important is marketing in this apparel space? How much of sales channels and marketing technologies which are coming, which you think a lot of manufacturers too should adapt or start building in the manufacturer segment? Like one quick example could be you're pretty active on LinkedIn. So how important is even being present online, or the digital presence is important for a manufacturer today?
Okay, I can share my experiences. When I come out from the colleges and I have a few years experience, I'm look for the change. I search my job in newspaper. I'm waiting for the Sunday. I open Hindu. I look for opportunities. Now you have a lot of sites, job sites and system. You can have not only LinkedIn, Naukri, many more things. And same way is a marketing part. Even you don't want to go for any a site separate. You don't want. Even if it's a WhatsApp, you can make a marketing for your product. It's so simple right now. How smart you are capturing your market and you're reaching to your customers to convince your product. And that's it. And how genuinely you are making for the quality that's dominating you. Yeah, it's fingertip right now. The market is very fingertip. And for a customer side, they have a lot of option. The brand A, brand B, brands too. They have not only Indian brand, they have a global brand as well.
Yes. I think the more access people have got to purchasing apparel increased, like you said, and because there's so much more options, the fight also has to be as tough and tight as possible, so that everyone has to innovate the next stage within the industry. I think those are very good words. And again, thanks a lot for spending valuable time, Mr. Vijay. It was a wonderful conversation I had with you. Few words about how was it for you today?
Yeah, it's great, and thank you very much. I'm sharing my experience with one of my partners to helping somebody understand the industries. And thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for your time again, and we'll again see you soon, Mr. Vijay. For the viewers, we had a wonderful conversation with Mr. Vijay Paul Pandian. I think his insights about manufacturing and learning about how he has seen the workforce transformed in the last 2 decades were very interesting. And he also spoke a lot about how expos are integral today and what kind of learning it gives. Then also about a little bit about marketing and being available there. It's become so easy and people have to do it. It's not anymore very difficult trick to learn. So much more aspiration about the workforce and about the younger generation manufacturers as well. So these are all the things we really want to learn from all these experts who come in onto our podcast show and speak about it. If you are a manufacturer, you should look out and subscribe to this channel and see for a lot more of exciting content from the industry coming your way. Also, final words for all the people who have already started watching. We'll always keep up the show and we will try to make sure we get the best people in the industry of manufacturing to come and speak for us. I'll see you in the next podcast. Until then, thank you from Rizwan from Factory Frontline.